time I go back to Korea, I spend most of my time traveling from city to city and visiting my relatives. Today we are heading to Anyang, a city just outside of Seoul that's easily accessible by subway. I'll be meeting my emo, which means aunt on my mother's side, and her family. They asked me in advance what I wanted to eat, and I chose meontang, which means spicy fish stew in Korean. I only met one of my cousins out of 3 because the eldest was in the UK and the youngest was at home playing computer games. My uncle added some sujebi, which are hand-pulled dough pieces, to the stew. Inside there was a variety of seafood including shrimp, crabs, fish, and more.
그럼 지금 호텔에서 일해? 아니야?
수업을 안 해서 너 지금 밴쿠버에 사는 거야?
네.
메기는 좀
Towards the end of the meal, we used the leftover stew to make fried rice. Yum! After lunch, my uncle gave us a quick tour of his company's building and handed me his business card. He explained that his company develops and produces renewable energy solutions like batteries for EVs, e-bikes, e-scooters, battery packs, and more. I thought it was pretty cool, and I expect to actually see a growing demand in this industry in the near future. We visited Murang Lake, a lovely spot in Anyang perfect for a leisurely walk. On her way, my cousin mentioned she had always wanted to ride a boat but never had anyone to go with her.
맨날 저거 타고 싶었는데 같이 타줄 사람이 없어.
Well, today was her lucky day because I was totally up for it. After putting on our life jackets, we had a choice between an automatic round boat or a swan pedal boat. We chose the swan boat, which required a bit of legwork. My cousin was super fired up and started pedaling so fast that it took me by surprise. But challenge accepted, I did my best to keep up with her speed. We saw a family just chilling, not even needing to put in any effort because they didn't get the pedal boat like us. That's when I started having second thoughts about choosing the swan boat because it was actually a lot of work than I anticipated. We were pedaling so fast, yet it felt like we were barely moving. Jason, on the other hand, was sitting at the back and was completely done with the ride. He was in pain the whole time because his legs were just so long and cramped on the boat. The whole park is a loop, but we didn't end up going all the way around. Instead, we headed to the food truck to get some classic treats.
좋아해?
네, 호떡 좋아요. 우리 호떡.
We got some fresh hot dog and watched a live show at the park. I thought the printed papers used to hold the hot dog were a bit odd and concerning, but it tasted delicious. The music was an old Korean style, but it was pretty entertaining. My cousin got some gangnengi, which are Korean popcorns. They're pretty healthy with very little salt seasoning and prepared with little to no oil. I literally have a whole bag at home right now. We headed back to Seoul shortly after because my emo had to attend a funeral later that evening. I found out that one of my great aunts had unexpectedly passed away. I think the last time I met her was in 2012, but I don't have many memories of her. I wish I got to spend more time with her and really got to know her better. I do know that my mother was particularly close to her when she was a student at Yonsei University. May she rest in peace. While some people might find it time-consuming to meet so many relatives, I don't regret it at all. These are people I cherish and want to keep close in my life. Family is incredibly important to me, and I want to spend even more time with them if I could. Honestly, stopping by your local mart is a fantastic way to find souvenirs to bring back home. Bringing back some Korean snacks is always a good idea. There are so many options, but I like to find unique ones that I can't get in Canada. Oh, watermelon choco pie? Yes, please. Alcohol is also a great souvenir because it's so much cheaper in Korea. Just make sure you don't exceed the alcohol import limits for your country. I usually bring back soju bottles, but this time we wanted to find some unique varieties we don't often see. Since I cook more at home, maybe I'll grab some cooking sauces and powders to bring back. Jason got so excited when he saw cider. I had to tell him it's just Sprite, but he insisted we buy it so he can drink it in Korea. Oh, it's Sprite. You know that's Sprite, right?
Yeah, it's Sprite with more carbonated.
We did some shopping around Myeongdong and I saw some really cute clothes. I bought the exact top on display, but in black, and also got this cute white top, only to find out later that I could have actually gotten the same tops at Go-To Mall or Gangnam Terminal for just 10,000 won each, which is about $10. I knew Myeongdong was pricey, but I couldn't resist the temptation when I saw those cute tops. Tonight, Myeongdong is really buzzing with a DJ, and the streets are packed with both Koreans and tourists. The air is filled with delicious smells from vendors selling all sorts of food. Jason was craving some Korean jimdak, so we ended up at Andong Jimdak, and it was really good. The jimdak was 32,000 won, and each rice bowl was an extra 1,000 won, bringing the total to 34,000 won. If you come during lunch, you can get the same dish for 28,000 won with their special lunch price. After a long day of shopping, we finally headed home, which is conveniently close to Myeongdong. The next day, I had to meet one of my uncles from my father's side. We met up in a private room at a Chinese restaurant. By the way, when Koreans refer to Chinese restaurant in Korea, they usually mean places that serve jjajangmyeon, sweet black noodles. I hadn't seen my cousins in a while, so I was quite surprised to see how much Konu had grown. He's so much taller than the last time I saw him, and he doesn't wear glasses anymore. When he was younger, he looked just like little Detective Conan. And wow, Chiu has grown up too. She's a university student now. It's so strange to think that there's a 10-year gap between us. We had a course set and everything was so delicious. For our main course, each person could choose between fried rice, jjajangmyeon, and jampong.
I'm gonna be turning, keep holding me down. Yeah. 수면이 더 비추는 이 세상을 봐. No. You can never know that. 너도 알잖아. 하늘은 언제나 열려있지 왜 올려다보질 못해. 앞에만 보게 하늘은 언제나 너의 등 뒤에. 이를 덮은 검은 거울애들이 나오래요. 마치 물이 삼킨 듯 답답한 속감정은 나를 대변하는 듯 작은 출렁임에도 어쩔 줄은 몰라 해요. 결의 모습 한편에 껴서가 전환돼서 얼른 검은 곰팡이가 피어나요. 불수까지 뿌리 내려버린 대로 걷어내야 쟤는 마주워 별을 그거 내려봐라 괴로워 이건 너잘 켜라 슬픈 꽃이 겨눠 가까이 깊이 나를 대변해 내 모습 소환해 듯한 감정은 불을 부르면서 감각성의 꽃이 담은 마음 어린 검은 그릇 사이로 Yeah 빛을 뻗는 고래들 No, no, 그날이 수많은 봄들 Yeah, 별을 스틸러 비추지 널 No, no 나의 겨울방이 또다지지 하루도 하루가 운동지 난 가도 옆에 Up and down 내 기분은 언제나 뭔가 날 노래 이젠 그만해 가져가고 똑같은 하루 오네 이겨내야지 all day 이겨내야지 all day 사람 사는 거 다 똑같은 거 빌려지 그린 all day 오늘의 꿈이 바다와 같아 깊은 도금이 흐릿해진 시야 사이로 비춘 빛은 붉게 물들어 검은 구리 사이로 yeah 빛을 뿜는 구리들 no 그 안에 수많은 펄들 yeah 별을 스테라 비추지 널 no 오늘은 구름이 바다와 같아 깊은 도금이 흐릿해진 시야 사이로 비춘 불 빛은 붉게 물들어 no Spread out, normal, 전부 내요 Spread out, normal, better 내요 세상 안에 너를 너 세상 안에 너를 검은 구리 사이로 yeah 빛을 뿜는 구리들 no 그 안에 수많은 펄들 yeah 너를 스테라 비추지 널 no
문 밀면서 아마
Oh. It was this moment where I hit my head really hard against the stone tile at the entrance.
혹시 시간 좀 확인해 볼 수 있어요?
라이트 하는 거라.
그러면 언니는 그냥 개로 할까?
먹을 수 있어?
이거 뭐예요?
진도 혼주랑 구기자차래요.
한판 즐기시는 거고요. 얘는 컵밥처럼 깊이 맛있는 거 추천드려요. 맛있겠네요. 양파테일 준비해드릴게요. 양파테일 위에 아까 말씀드린 것처럼 소금 같은 거 올라가 있고요. 섞어 드시면 너무 달아질 수 있어서 따로 드시는 거 추천드려요. 맛있게 드세요.
좀 잘 치네. 불쌍해. Wow, this Speakeasy bar is absolutely spectacular in person. I just love the decor here. The presentation of both the interior decor and the food is a perfect 10 out of 10. I recommend having dinner elsewhere and then swinging by the bar for drinks. If you plan to visit, I highly suggest coming early when they first open to avoid the crowd, or putting yourself on the waitlist if you're planning to come by after dinner. If you come to Korea, be prepared to climb a lot of stairs. While I was out with my cousin, this is what Jason ate for dinner. I found a pleasant surprise in front of my door. A package from my cousins. I wonder what it is. It's a moisturizer from Oh Dear by Ain Park. I've heard of this brand but never got the chance to try it, so I'm pretty excited. 고마워, 잘 쓸게. Today we are heading to my uncle's office because one of the screws on Jason's glasses came off and we need to get it fixed. My uncle's office is located in Shinsa, a very busy district in Gangnam. This area is well known for its plastic surgery clinics, and if you're a foreigner, there are lots of places where you can get tax refunds.
That's what I want to look like, but I'll never achieve it, even with plastic surgery.
When we arrived, my uncle apologized for the change of plans and said he couldn't have lunch with us anymore because something came up at work. His assistant came by and fixed Jason's glasses, and I asked him to adjust mine as well. We took a quick tour of his office and each picked something as a gift from my uncle. I chose this pink sunglasses by Lawrence Paul Canada, and they come in this cute pink pouch. By the way, this brand is created by my uncle. Shortly after, I went to an Olive Young in Shinsa to look for a sunscreen my friend recommended, but I couldn't find it. I've been to 5 Olive Youngs and it's just nowhere to be found. Tonight I'm headed to my grandma's to drop off a few things I won't be bringing back to Canada. I'll store them at her place and pick them up next year. Due to some major traffic, we arrived at my grandma's house later than expected. After dropping off everything, my uncle treated us to dinner. Since it was pretty late, my grandma had already eaten and needed to sleep early, so she told us to go ahead without her. My uncle took us to a great new beef barbecue spot in town. There was a bit of a line at first, but once we got in, we feasted. My uncle kept ordering more and more meat until even Jason couldn't eat anymore. At the end, my uncle insisted on ordering a huge bowl of Korean noodles, even though I told him it was too much food. He explained that Koreans must always finish Korean barbecue with noodles. After we parted ways, Jason and I stopped by a mart to get some snacks. I have to say, this ice cream is my new favorite. It's so delicious.
Yum yum.